We're back today for Umineko episode 3. There was a lot of arguing about red text or not, red truth. A lot of things not stated in red despite needing to be stated in red. But after they argued for like 30 years last time, we came back to all of them inside the guest house, which is new. It's the first time they're in the guest house instead of the normal mansion. So I wonder how the closed rooms are gonna pan out. And I am still discovering things, right? Because like with the point they made about saying that essentially there could be a lot of basic closed room tricks that they could make work. Oh, fuck. That we could make work in order to, you know... God, that's brutal, though. Seemed to be a gun. Then why is there so much blood? I'm just realizing this now. Closed room definitions were said by Beto. Yeah, but she never said, alright, that's true. She confirmed it every time, said, yes, that's true. But never said it in red. I don't care that it's not Beto who said it. Beto never confirmed it. As far as I'm concerned, it's not in red. It's not true. So, you know. Alright. But still, I do wonder why those deaths in particular have so much blood. Compared to all the previous ones, if the murder weapon is the same, there shouldn't be that much blood. At all. But alright. Back to it. Back to where we were. When being besieged, your true enemy isn't so much a fear, but an unseen culprit. As it is keeping such fears alive for long periods of time. Maya got bored and started complaining that she wanted to watch TV. There was no TV in the lobby, so she decided to return to the cousin's room on the second floor. Is this true, though? I'm pretty sure that if I was there, right? Even if I got bored, I would not leave this room. I would lock the room. If I was Rosa and Maria started complaining and asking to go to the cousin's room, I would tell her, no. I'm closing this door. Maria, you are not leaving this room. Like, come on. Don't be stupid now, Maria. I get that you're a child. I would prefer, right? I would highly prefer if I was locked in a room with a screaming, crying child for 20 hours, if it meant both me and the child left the room alive. Right? Like, I don't know about you, but if my child started crying in the middle of, like, fucking life or death situation, I would bear with it. I would eat her again. Yeah, true Rosa roleplay. You're channeling your inner Rosa here. Anyways. There was no TV in the lobby, so she decided to return to the cousin's room on the second floor. The adults probably wanted to make sure Maria wasn't left on her own. They told all the children to go to the second floor cousin's room. George, who was grief-stricken by the loss of his fiancée, led the cousins up to the second floor without any resistance. At first, Nenjo had been reading a book in the lobby, but when he noticed the relatives looking like they wanted to discuss something sinister, he said, "It seems I am in the way," and returned to his room on the second floor. Poor Nanjo. I'm starving. If we just keep sitting around, we'll get sleepy too. It's only natural. Wait, give me a second, it's super loud on my side. Is it normal that you don't hear the audio? It's showing me that the game audio is not captured. Is that normal? Like, do you guys hear it or not? That's the question. Okay, cool. Let me try and fix it then. Ah, here we go. Okay. Tell me if the volume of the game needs to be louder. We didn't get any sleep at all last night. We'll probably end up being barricaded here for a full 24 hours. It may be wiser to take naps in turn instead of overstressing ourselves. Sure. My husband and I will remain here, so yes, anyone having trouble staying awake, take it easy and rest. Opponent might be expecting that, right? Even if they couldn't defeat this many people, if their number shrinks enough, they may plan to use that moment to strike. 7 of us here. So we could take 3-hour shifts in pair. Tomorrow morning's a long way off. We do have some energy now, but tonight's going to be tough. Sure will. Anyone sleepy? Don't overdo it. Get some rest. She looked around at everyone to see who wanted to sleep first, but no one volunteered. Everyone was just as tired, but no one was bold enough to go to sleep right away. Their fear of the unknown culprit was just as strong as their sleepiness. Nobody? Well, don't overdo it, everyone. If you get tired, we'll deal with it then. I mean, I'm sleeping, but I'm not in the mood now. Advash spoke sharply. He read the second letter from Beatrice, which had been found in the boiler room. Beatrice had sent them 2 letters, which had repeatedly told them to solve the riddle of the epitaph. Yeah. I'm guessing that at this point, right? At this point in the games, Beatrice and Bernkastel and the Delta are probably tired to see them wandering around, doing nothing relating to the riddle, and just getting murdered one by one. Every time. Solve my epitaph. Find my pages. And she'd even provoked them by saying she'd give up her assets and the headship if they could solve it. Eva took out a notebook and opened it to a page with the epitaph copied onto it. Is this that epitaph? Yes. I hate doing what the culprit says, but we do have time to waste. I think it's a perfect way to stave off boredom. Not a bad way to kill time. Why don't we challenge it together as siblings? Can I borrow that? I'll write it just a little larger. Actually, do you have a slightly larger piece of paper? There should be paper in the servant room. I will bring some. Is the servant room locked or unlocked here? Natsui immediately brought a blank B4 sheet of paper from the servant room. Kiri borrowed Eva's notebook, wrote out the epitaph on the paper, and laid it out on the table. Then, everyone quickly peered down at it. They automatically formed a crowd. Never heard about it. But really, this is a tough riddle. I don't have a clue what it's talking about. At one point, I also did my best solving, but I was just as clueless. If you didn't know, you wouldn't have come all the way out here with a plan to make money. After all, it's 10 tons of gold we're talking about. This is the first time I've read through it seriously, but roughly speaking, couldn't it be split into 3 parts? I've been thinking this since that night, but you really are a good thinker, Kiri. Yeah, I love Kiri. Perhaps you'll be able to easily solve this riddle that we couldn't. Yeah, Kiri's sharp. You might find a more interesting take on it if she comes in without any confusing biases. Yeah, I was wondering, right, okay, let me reread it myself. While we're at it, right? Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the golden net, Follow its path downstream in search of the key. As you travel down it, you will see a village. In that village, look for the shores of will tell you of. There sleeps the key to the Golden Land. The one who obtains the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules. On the first twilight, offers the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. On the second, etc., etc. So each shall press the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be yours the gold, shall be the resurrection, and one shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch, Beatrice. So, okay. I think it's a pretty important thing, right? I'm realizing something. If you assume, first of all, that the key is owned by Beatrice, or at least the 19th person that is hunting everyone, right? The 19th person that is hunting everyone right now. If you assume that it's Beatrice, then that means Beatrice owns the key and is sleeping at the same time. Which, to me, implies there is 2 Beatrice. That sounds silly on the surface, right? But we got red proof that there is 2 Beatrice, or at least that there's a Beatrice that is still alive, despite a corpse that looks like Beatrice being dead. Here, have a look. Right, if we go back to the paint, it's around the year. It's around what Goat Novich said, right? 19 years previous, Beatrice existed as a human. All right, and 20 years previous, 20. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, it's definitely dead. Near. Beto went, oh yeah, it's definitely dead. It's definitely dead. But it didn't say I definitely died. Right? It's not an I. Maybe it's a translation error, as far as I know. But it's weird that there's a difference, you know, she refers to her own self, apparently. And the fact that, you know, there's still a Beto that's alive. So to me, it means there's 2 Betos. I'll tell you when it is. Thank you, Polopo. That means there's 2 Betos to me, right? And thus, when they say there sleeps the key to the Golden Land, I think that means the corpse that looks like Beatrice. Maybe it's Beatrice, maybe it's child Beatrice, maybe it's adult Beatrice. I don't know the relationship, but it's definitely something that looks like Beatrice. Which is why, if you follow further, the one who obtains the key must then travel. That must be a second Beatrice who owns the key. We would then know, offers the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. We would be able to know which the key is selected. Right? To me, it does mean there's some sort of weird bullshit going on. And that the goal, essentially, is to find a mausoleum or something similar, a crypt, a tomb, where sleep is referring to death, essentially. You know, eternal sleep. The key is referring to a person. And I have no idea about, like, look for the shorts the 2 will tell you off. I do not know who the 2 are. I do not know what village they're referring to. Maybe he didn't mention. As you travel down it, you'll see a village. Yeah, I don't know. Follow its path downstream. There's no stream of water anywhere. So what stream could there be? A stream of thought? A stream of but I don't fucking know. It could be metaphorical just as it could be literal. That's the thing, right? Sweetfish River. What the fuck is a Sweetfish River? I want to Google it, because like I don't know if it's a real term. But if it's a fake term invented for Umineko, I might spoil myself. What the fuck is a Sweetfish River? Like, does it mean a river that contains fish? Because you know it's what's the name of Sweetfish is a fish? Let me look it up. Sweetfish. Huh. It is. It is a fish that lives in rivers. They're a symbol of Japanese summer. Delicately flavored marine fish that migrates upstream to spawn in clear waters. I see. So it essentially reach people fish. Okay. So I don't know, again, I don't know if that's metaphorical. Again, it's a noble fish, right? It's rich people eat it. So it could also refer to rich people, or like something rich, something rare, something expensive. It could also refer to a person, right? Referring to a person as a sweet fish, as something precious. Maybe it's a nickname. There's a lot of things that it could stand for. The only one where I'm certain of the significance is the line, "There sleeps the key to the golden land." So like that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1/5 of the riddle solved. I think that's good progress. 20% is not bad. I'll take 20%. Okay. That's right. Kiri, would you mind giving us your honest opinion after reading the epitaph? I doubt you'll find it useful. You'll give me too much credit. That's fine. Just say whatever comes to your head. Let's hear your thoughts. The hints you give always help me out when I'm worried. Oh, so I have been helpful. It's nice to finally hear about this now. Come on, don't I always thank you? You two sure are close. I'm jealous. And the rest of us would also love to hear these hints of yours. We're just killing time anyway, so relax, okay? You as disturbed at being praised so highly for something so strange. But they had all the time in the world, realizing that this was just a way to waste time. She decided to accept the role she'd been given. I'm sure I'll say something else to Mark, but... Well, I'll put forward my ideas. Indeed. What did you mean in the beginning about how it could be divided into 3 parts, roughly speaking? Well, I just mean what I said. I think that overall, the epitaph can be divided into 3 sections. There are the 5 lines up until Bear sleeps the key to the goal. Up until this point is the first part, which directs you to the location of the key. And then there's the part formed by the 11 lines up until the 10th twilight, which refer to the location of the golden land itself. And the remaining 6 lines make up the part after the golden land has been reached. Yeah, they're telling us about... Did they modify it? Oh no, they already separated it from the start. Okay. I see. It can be divided into 3 parts about the key, the golden land, and the golden land's treasure. Even we have been able to grasp that much. The 3 sections that refer to the key, the door, and the treasure. Nissan, don't butt in any more than you have to. Let Kiri speak your ideas freely. Kiri, please continue. We see it the same way you do so far. So then? I wonder about the meaning of that thing in the beginning. The beloved hometown. Normally that would refer to where grandfather lived, right? Since Cyber went through all the trouble of telling us that it's beloved. We can imagine that it's their hometown he has strong feelings for. Did father come from Odawara? No, Odawara is definitely where he was born. I don't think that's the hometown loves. I imagine all of our siblings have the same place in mind. Right. This probably isn't Odawara. From what I've heard, he had a very fun time as a youth. Being maids, you sure me a family had was probably that greatest bit of misfortune in life. Probably. I didn't actually want to become the head. So where is this place? Is there a river there where sweet fish swim? Maybe there was at the time. There's been a lot of development there since then, and the sweet fish might have disappeared. It would be extremely difficult to investigate whether sweet fish were there during grandfather's boyhood years. Would it? I'm pretty sure, okay, sweet fish being a, as they say on Google, pretty expensive fish. You could just check up the archive of the city, right? If it's a city, you could just check up the archive and you would be able to find, probably, records from fishermen talking about the fish they caught. Right? There's probably documents there. Fishing companies talking about the sweet fish they caught. It wouldn't be impossible. However, probably isn't just a single river. I believe we all gave this a thorough investigation geographically. You even went to the actual place to investigate directly, right, Eva? No, only as a vacation. But the landscape had changed completely since Father's time. After all, he was caught up in that war, wasn't it? By now, even precisely locating the place Father lived is impossible. I imagine that if Father went there himself now, even he wouldn't be able to pick out the place he'd lived anymore. Well, after all, those guys have also gone through a remarkable recovery. Are we talking about... Are we talking about Nagasaki? There's a part about the Sweetfish River bringing any place name clearly to mind. Oh yeah, after all, they're sweet fish, right? People say you live in rivers with clean water. So there are countless rivers that might work. And you think that innocently went switchfish fishing and was probably buried by the development later. It would be different if we had a map from before the war, or a person who knew a lot about how the area was before the war. But it probably isn't something like that. What do you mean? Behold the Switchfish River running from a beloved hometown. Okay? But there's two lines, there's a single blank line. Something is being presented with just these two lines. What if the next three lines continue based upon that something? What do you mean, something being presented? I don't know. At any rate, what we can get from these two lines alone isn't something vague, like the question of which river it might be, with a clear presentation of the key word river. Maybe this isn't a river with water flowing down it. The Switchfish River might be some kind of metaphor. What sort of impressions does the word switchfish give? Switchfish are like salmon. They're freshwater fish, but they go out into the ocean right after they're born. When they get big, they go back to the river to live there. And when they spawn there and end their lives there, well, if they run at one point, but when they get big, they come back and lay eggs. You can probably see what this means, right? With him living his own home, it becomes a family head, and maybe comes back later? It's a place he left to do something, and then he's coming back to it. He's not talking about a giant location, like... is not talking about a giant location. I don't think the river actually means anything. There might not even be a river. It may most likely mean a place that he left like a sweetfish would leave his own sweetfish river, right? A beloved place that maybe grew up in or spent a lot of time in, that he left to do something and then came back over time. Kinzo is a fish. He's probably comparing himself to a fish, yeah. He might actually be comparing himself to a fish. I'd be able to link that to the idea of conspiracy. Oh, the fish were the fish, because they can live in the ocean? I didn't know that. You could have looked it up. Brutal. Like, encyclopedias exist. I figured river fish wouldn't be able to live in the sea. They're called sweetfish because they have a pleasant aroma. I've never eaten one, but I've heard they can be quite delicious when grilled with salt. That's sweet. You've never eaten salt grilled sweetfish? They're delicious. You should try it sometime soon. It's a food for commoners. Hardly appropriate for your mouth. It's just my wild idea. But the impression I get from the Sweetfish River makes me suspect a family tree. Fishy aroma even. True! The sweetfish go out into the ocean for a time, to return to the river where they were born to spawn, right? That reminds me of myself. Yeah, right. By this point, I can confess that I sometimes suspected that it refers to you and Maria. What? What are you talking about? What? Huh? I see. If you follow the river downstream, you'll find a village. You go down the family tree. All you'll find is Maria's name. Only her name. That's a character forever uses the village here. Oh my god. It's wordplay. So it's unsolvable for English people. Come on. Yeah, it's not solvable for English people. Okay, cool. Let's go with okay, let's lower the size a bit. It's gonna be complicated if the riddle is based on wordplay. Solvable for English people? Oh, but very difficult, I see. Probably much harder than if you were Japanese, right? Maria is Kinzo. Yeah, that makes sense. So the river would be... Wait, so the river is the family tree starting from Kinzo, then they leave the family, and then they come back to a Kinzo-like person with Maria, who is also deeply into the occult. Is that what they're implying? That Maria is essentially Kinzo reborn? But didn't Kinzo say he hates Maria? I remember him complaining about Maria at the beginning of episode 2. Or episode 1, actually. When he was complaining about everyone, saying, oh, Butler threw away the name. Maria's terrible mother. Eva's the failed wife, or some shit like that. Isn't that right? As you all know, Eva doesn't like Maria, and he almost never speaks with her. And in the past, Father told me to give Maria a completely different name. I just decided to go with Maria on my own. Father was very mad about that. Given that, it's rare to imagine that he would reference Maria's name in his preacher's epitaph about who would succeed his wealth and inheritance. Have you ever let Maria read the epitaph? Yeah, of course. But it looked as though she didn't have a clue. She didn't have a clue, and she kept going on about that same occult stuff. But oh, it was a resurrection ceremony because of which. A connection between Father and Maria. Suddenly, they do share the occult hobby, but they never interacted. I can't imagine that it refers to Maria either. Yeah, same. What sticks out to me is that he went out of his way to add blood to that first line. Yeah. Like you all just said now, if Abba was reluctant about becoming the Ushirmiya family head, would he have fond memories for anything connected to that? I don't think this can be Odawara, which represents the Ushirmiya head family. I believe this word beloved here at the beginning, but refer to a place full of very important memories to Father. The secret mention? Oh, that's fine. It would be out to pinpoint since we don't even have a trace of map from that time. But at any rate, there were probably several rivers with shitfish swimming in them near Dad's hometown during his youth. I'm thinking, right, it feels like I'm like that one guy in the back of the room listening to the adults' conversation, right? Trying to like have a word in, say, hey guys, have you considered this? Have you considered this? And they all just ignore me because they think I'm a stupid moron. I'm like backseat riddle solving, and they just all hate me and ignore me. You have to consider Umineko like this, with me reading it. Imagine that they're all hearing me out and refusing to listen. As if we're looking for a river with water flowing down it, right? And then, go on, Kiri. I already understand the three lines starting with, if you follow the river downstream, you will find a village. It's probably linked to the two lines about the Swiftfish River. Imagine something we wouldn't stand automatically if we knew what the Swiftfish River really was. Until we figured it out, it's probably useless to try and solve those three lines any further. Yeah. We're stuck unless we know what the Swiftfish River really is. There's no guarantee it means relational river. Seriously. What's up with the sweetfish? Did Dad like to eat them? Or does it have some special meaning? Is it pointless to be too deep into it? If you don't move from a micro and macro perspective, you'll feel the vision grows narrow. It might be better to be flexible and avoid thinking too deeply. Focusing on an abstract image of a river where fish swim, or something that can flow, up or down. Then, the answer behind the Swiftfish River. What's this for its next three lines, and makes its way to the key to the Golden Land? If you think about it this way, I wonder if it was a mistake to split it into three parts. There's actually four parts. Go down the Swiftfish River, find the key, journey, and the treasure. Fully intriguing. Well, we went this far. Would you mind continuing and telling us your opinion of the most strange portion of the epitaph? Up to the point when we reach the Golden Land on the 10th twilight? The most symbolic, and of course the most disturbing part. There's a war sacrifices keeps coming up. I got a bit big it has something to do with Tanner's occult ceremonies. How do you see it, Kiri? Kiri crossed her arms several times, peering into the paper with the epitaph copied onto it, as though she was looking through it.
This is very difficult. You start with the one with the key. You probably won't be able to continue without knowing what that key means. I'll have to give up on that, but I'll take a shot at trying to solve it anyways. The cycle of the Swordfish River isn't necessarily a river with water flowing down it. It's also doubtful that this key is actually something shaped like a key. Right? It may also be a code or a word. Keyword. After all, this key isn't something to be stuck in a keyhole. It's something that selects 6 people to be sacrificed for the first twilight. In that sense, you can say for sure that this key isn't being used to open the door. But what a disturbing key it is. A key that can choose 6 human sacrifices. What would a key select anything? Will you spin it like a roulette? Like the demon's roulette? This key indicates a certain group of 6 people. No, we should say it indicates a group of 6 things. If it doesn't mean a literal comment to the sacrifices. For example, it could be an anagram. An anagram? Do you mean playing the letters? Yes. I've been thinking about it ever since Rosa started talking about the family tree, and about our village was a part of Maya Shan's name. It seems that ever since the word beloved one time came up, Rudolph, for example, I'd assume that this epitaph points to some coordinates, some other geographical feature. But that may not be the case. This could be some kind of puzzle, or maybe playing with letters. Is this why, is this why in episode 1, there was like 30 billion lines of dialogue from Butler explaining the name of every single person in the family? Like, Ginzo directly chose all those names, right? Full texture. True! True! I'm thinking this is why, right? Like, I was like, oh my god, this is so nerdy, I don't care. Shut up. I didn't realize it could actually be a clue or something of importance. Now that I'm thinking about it, it does indicate, to some degree, that the names of people involved are important. Which would also explain why they all have weird names. Not the kids, though. Since he didn't ever say in what the kids would actually be called, like he didn't ever say in Battler being called Battler, or Maria being called Maria, I don't think they're included in the epitaph. Rosa, Frost, Rudolph, and Natsui. No, not Natsui, what am I saying? Maria. Eva, sorry. Probably all have some importance. Forgive me, but all those one play with letters. No, well, it's like sucker Mary barrels. What do you get when you take out the E and R's? True! Like that. Well, you were raised well, that's so you probably don't know. Mary? Think of the E and R's, huh? Stop it. It is an undignified game, inappropriate for you. Only Natsui didn't get it, and had a blank look on her face. I think she'd only guess at the answer to be something undignified, going by Rudolph and Eva's... Yeah. That word. That's that word. I won't say it out loud again. I said it out loud once, I'm not saying it out loud the second time. No, Natsui. It's something like this. This is just something from Maria's books of riddles, okay? There's this one called the Tanuki notebook. It's a notebook written like a code, with a lot of tabs mixed in. And if you remove all the tabs, then the true paragraph pops up. It's a game like that. Ah. Oh, I see. That's when we finally realized his answer. This is the undignified riddle Rudolph had posed, and the phrase grew red
As she hung her head in embarrassment. Maybe kill actually means removed in sense, right? Yes, I also thought of that. It's all possible that the key to the golden land the word with 6 characters. I'm gonna note it down. Just that one line. Might be helpful. There we go. Now the words. Just that from Static notebook. There's actually 6 characters here. This is getting complicated. Playing letters, is it? In Japan, Greek feels like a sharp game. It's apparently a stylish form of humor among the intellectuals of the English world. It's easy to imagine that Papa was interested in it. But at this point, I quickly used my ability to understand it. Up until this spot, it may have been filled with mysteries, but it was extremely sequential. With Fish River, go down it, find a key. All of that is extremely sequential. As a result, we can guess that we can get a character key. In that case, we don't know what we kill the 6 characters from. That's right. I think okay, if we're talking about words, right? I think the most important one, the most important line in all of those Twilights would be the 3rd one, right? If we're assuming that they're playing with words, those who remain shall praise my noble name. It means Beatrice is a part of it, right? But I don't. It seems you say it's possible for English people, but that seems impossible. But like the witch shall revive and none shall be left alive. Maybe we're left with, I don't know, Bito, right? And then no letters are left. No extraneous letters. Alright, maybe the 3rd Twilight goes praise Bito, but then you remove all the other letters. It is definitely possible, but very difficult. I see, okay. Yeah, thank you for pointing it out, because otherwise I would have given up from the get-go. But goddamn. I don't think I have the brain smart for it. I am not... In case you haven't noticed, I'm not a very smart person, considering how many times I completely fucked up my theories and how nonsensical they are. You should chill for now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was an ARG. Okay, fair. That checks out. I do like thinking about it. I do like throwing in my theories the same way they are throwing their theories. I do want to point out, it's not like... I do want to point out, it's not like I'm getting upset at not being able to solve it. I'm more so getting confused and interested. Never stop thinking. Yeah, definitely. I'm just not gonna focus on it. That's what you mean, that's what I mean. That's right. Where do we pull the 6 characters from? It doesn't tell us. On the 2nd Twilight, there are those who remain. Which means that, at the very least, that something is a limited number of characters. You could read it like it's telling me to continue with the remaining characters until the first 6 are removed. And yeah, we don't know what this something is, even though it should have been shown to us at the beginning. Am I wrong even in our assumption that this is playing with letters? Everyone crossed their arms and fell silent. It felt like we were about to reach a novel understanding that I hadn't managed before. but they stumbled just one step forward. Then, Hideyoshi's stomach rumbled heartily. But silence was broken with laughter. Alright, sorry. Tension enough. Thanks for needing to use my head for a change. My stomach's gone completely empty. Looks like I can't stand missing breakfast. Natsume, you didn't buy anything to eat here. There should be at least enough set aside for breakfast. I will prepare. I'm also starving. I made those breads above us, I was just saying. There's enough for the 18 people here. Much less a full 3 meals, right? They're gonna head upstairs and then just gonna be dead. 900%. That's right. It'll be a long journey till tomorrow. Maybe it'll better take a trip back to the mansion and fish around for some food or something in the kitchen. There's nothing more than crackers and snacks here, but if that will be sufficient, I can get them ready for you all. It's not like you can't survive one day. Well, every time these people are talking about boredom, right? And shit like this, they make it sound like we're gonna be stuck here a week. There's 24 hours. More like 40 hours. Right? No. From 6 AM to 6 AM. Give or take 4 for the boat. So that would be 28 hours? Maybe 30 at most. You would have to stay awake for 30 hours. I know it sounds tough, but I've definitely stayed awake for 30 hours, and I've definitely not eaten for 30 hours. You can survive. Like straight up, at this point, you could just set up the booby trap, right? Where you all stay in this room, and you set up the gun to be fired the second something opens the door. Although, honestly, at this point, I think if you set up something like this, right? And you prevented anyone from entering, I think the murderer would just set the building on fire. No, they can't. Release some toxic gas then? They could just like release some sleeping gas and then be gone. Everyone's all up in the same room. But there's this many people here. There might not be any left for lunch. That will do for now. Would you mind getting those ready? It looked like the man had been taken over with an appetite that stopped all thought. The atmosphere grew more peaceful, and the Epitaph investigation keeps split up for the time being. But Eva kept staring at the papers. The epitaph was written on like she was going to burn a hole through it. Playing around the letter was nothing more than a fury of mine. There's a chance it's mistaken. Eva, don't take it too seriously, okay? Thank you. I'll just keep doing this on my own. Would you mind leaving me alone? Eva spoke coldly. He didn't bother her anymore, and instead went to help Natsume prepare breakfast. Nisa, didn't we also have prepared breakfast? Didn't you go out? Abby is holding this. Sorry. It's gonna help. Good grief! How can you be like that? Huh? Please show me a family headship will be given to the person who souls. This epitaph. It looks like you've given up from the beginning as if it has nothing to do with you. But if you can solve it, there's a chance even you will be able to receive the headship. There's a chance you still have everything from Nick-san. Why aren't you taking such a once-in-a-lifetime chance more seriously? Rosa hung her head, unsure to what she should answer. Too late. She regretted carelessly speaking to her sister when she was in a bad mood. If you noticed anything, say so. Though Kiri and I were thinking odd, you just kept nodding your head, didn't you? Come on! Isn't there anything you've noticed? Come on! Well, you think this spot's strange? Strange? What is? It's just that this whole section's written like a journey to the Golden Land. You reach the Golden Land and then you receive its treasures. What's your point? You think there's some sort of keyword tied to those treasures? No. Not the treasures themselves. Look, in the dead twilight. Even though you received the treasure strange? Huh? Ah. Why does it say we'll receive the treasures once and for the last time? If we only get them once, there's no point telling us it's the last time. And it's second in reverse. Oh, but I'm probably speaking airs of nothing. Think about it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This is Pepper we're talking about after all. You probably just say it that way to make it sound more dramatic. I don't think so. I don't think any part of it will be left to drama. Okay. Hi everyone. I ended up ending that first stream early due to feeling sick, but I've added the next stream 5 days later with it, due to the both of them totaling about 3 hours. Enjoy! Good old Beatrice. I love that sprite. That sprite's great. Boring! Oh? What is boring? Hi, Virgilia. Boring, boring! Does he have the one-winged eagle? Is the one-winged eagle from Virgilia? No, I don't think it is. Right? No, it is! Beatrice stole her symbol. Holy shit, yeah, she did steal everything from her. Wow. It's only now that I realize. Okay. Besides that. My. What on earth is this child grumbling about? He's probably annoyed by all the tips you gave Battler, madame. Not really. That doesn't annoy me. On the contrary, I'm happy to see that useless Battler finally reached a level where he can match me. Did Battler and I get a little too close? She was actually crying and shitting herself last time. Like, she could not handle Battler being better than her. Actually insane. Perhaps us old foggies had better leave you young'uns alone. And Virgilia and Runaway giggled and cackled. Beatrice's irritation meant her finally reached its limit. Ah, enough with everyone laughing at me. Runaway vanished for a while. Disappear, disappear! Certainly. I shall rest for the time being. Runaway bowed his head, still laughing, and vanished. After that, all that remained was a grumpy and irritated figure of Beatrice, and Virgilia, who was coolly enjoying her tea. When he said, "There are no more than 80 people on this island," you actually cornered yourself. She did. I knew it. I did have this feeling it might be a bit too early. I suppose that was right after all, wasn't it? If you had let him further astray first, things might have been different. But that it was, that trump card was a real waste. You ended up rousing him instead. In addition to denying the witch, Battler had possessed a second victory condition, one of explaining everything without suspecting one of the 18. It was at that point, when he'd been tossed around by two opposite goals, that his art should have been at its weakest. However, Beatrice had used the raid carelessly, proclaiming that there were no more than 18 people. Yeah, big misplay. And again, there's definitely more people on the island than 18, right? Like I already established, by my own opinion, that since furniture isn't people, there could be up to like 3 more persons on the island. 3 furniture, Genji, Shannon, Kennen, and 3 potential humans. Yeah, Umineko Peem. Yeah, it's Peem. It really is Peem. Umineko's great. And he had finally begun to build up the resolve he needed to accept that. Butler was stubborn, but that was exactly why fissures would run all through him, like breaking china when he was stuck in a fragile spot. That itself should have been his greatest weak point, but... Did I get a little too careless after my complete victory last time? Yes, you were too careless. The last game was a difficult one for Battler, but it seems this game will become a difficult one for you. The broken vase will never return to its original form. So it would be more constructive to think of a next move, rather than regretfully picking up the pieces. However, now the Battler has figured out as much as he has. How should I plot against him? You should do like you did in episode 2, where once you noticed that you were completely fucked with your chapel, move to a very different method of killing. Yeah, what's up with that? What the fuck is up with that with episode 2? In episode 2, there's like a murder with the chapel, right? And a technique where Beatrice seals the key and then picks it back up. Right? And then every other locked room is the same. What's up with that? Like, to me, it's clearly indicating something. Like, it can't be for no reason. She can't have just decided out of nowhere. Concerning how much she boasted about this game being, like, unsolvable, why would the chapel be so much easier and unrelated to all the other murders? Like, it makes no sense how unrelated episode 2 is on the chapel murder, right? Like, I don't see how. Maybe it's indicating that, like, a key swap would have been the solution here? Or at least the okay, no, I think I see the reason why. I think the reason... Okay, wait. Okay. Alright. I think the reason why episode 1 exists, and that was like to introduce the concept of red truth, and to explain to what degree red truth is actual truth, right? Because when Beatrice says only X had the key, it is at a certain point in time. Because the key switch ends, right? After the murder is over, someone else picks up the key. Before the murder, someone else had the key. So it's trying to establish that here, but where is it? Wait. No, wait. Okay. Two things I noticed here. One, at no point in time, except for one case, which is Natsumi's room, she says all the 5 master keys are left to Rosa in quotation marks. The other thing, right here, right? It says the only master keys has one held by the servants. 1 key each. That is unspecific. It does not specify at the time of death the master keys were held by the servants. This is a factual statement you can say even if Rosa has all the keys. Right? Rosa has all the keys? Well, the only master keys as one held by the servants. It's just that Rosa possesses them for now. Like the servants is the one who hold them. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I feel like that red truth is not actually proving that the servants had the keys. My theory about a fake key, I think, can be brought up on the table again. I dismiss the fake key completely, right? But if you assume that the red truth itself was ambiguous, then suddenly the fake key could be used to explain quite a few scenarios here. Because every time Beatrice made a fuss about the actual key of the room only being stuck inside, right? Pointing out, oh yeah, that key exists from the inside, and then kept thinking, okay, she keeps pointing to it, therefore it must have been used. But I don't know why I completely excluded the idea that the master key was used. And this is why the chapel murder is here, or at least like linked to some degree, to prove that like the master key is a big key of the place, even if you do like weird things with it. And like Beatrice says dumb things about, oh, like it's certain whatnot, it was used, everything. If it's not 100% determined that they were all holding it at that time, right? At that precise moment, they were holding it. And maybe that's a translation issue, and I'm reading too much into it. It might be that. But it could also be, again, my theory that someone got a hold of the master keys, right? Made a mold, and then proceeded to forge new keys out of that mold and replace the actual master key that they took off of a corpse. And to be clear, those keys were fake and were not working, which would fit with the red text of there being only 5 master keys. Here, I already wrote about it. And I completely threw it away because of that one line right there. And that second line right there. But like, master key is the only fucking way, apart from like very complicated trapdoors. Sapphic. Without love, it can't be sponsored. Yeah. Without the master key, it is impossible to actually get that last letter. It is factually impossible to get that last letter unless the murderer somehow set up a trapdoor from above, right above what they thought was going to be Butler's share in a parlor room designed for 12 people, and then drop down the letter exactly where Butler is, because there was a seal on it. So that was after Kinzo gave the seal. So That's impossible. Like, that is so contrived that there is only one explanation. They have a master key. Right? So it's like, it's a problem with, again, it doesn't actually give a proper time frame of those, right? If you assume there was a trick to switch back the keys in between themselves, right? You could assume that you could have fake keys. And that is completely easy, right? Like, anyone can make fake keys that don't work. If they have, like, the normal keys, and they just make, like, a quick mold and remake the keys, that's possible. I could do that. Probably. If I looked up tutorials on YouTube. But, you know, you get what I mean. You get what I mean, right? You get what I'm putting down. It is, to me, 90%. Like, right now, my theories have completely shifted after this. Prepare of YouTube of 1096. No, it's not it's not 1986, it's 1086. Yeah, YouTube. I would do that. I would use YouTube back then. But like, I don't know, we've been stuck on an island for like 30 years. In the secret mansion. They definitely at the time to find out how to do so. Like, we could grab books. They had books, just built differently. True. That's why I'm saying, right? There's multiple ways for them to acquire master keys before the actual events, which clearly all of this was planned in advance, right? But like, my theories about there being turrets, etc., I think there's still some grain of truth, solely because of this, right? How the fuck are you gonna kill Shannon that way? Even Beatrice is like, the Beatrice show with the goat man barging through the door and whatever the fuck that was, cannot explain the fact that Shannon was looking at the mirror and got stabbed from the face. No. If there's a master key. No, we go back to it. Okay, wait, no, we go back to this. If there's 5 master keys and Rosa is holding all of them, right? Rosa's holding all the master keys. After they find Kumisawa and Nanjo, Rosa collects all the keys again. Right, and the fake master key is discarded. At that point in time, you could have the turret bullshit that I was talking about, right? That would explain, oh, it's locked from the inside. And oh, the murderer could not access it. Even if they had a master key, they would not be able to access everything. So, everyone that died there was not placed by the murderer. They had to be, to some degree, there when it happened. Like, that is their position of death. So, Goda was like trying to block the door. Shannon was looking at the mirror. And George was just in the corner of the room. Maybe Goda was backing away from the mirror. Maybe there's something, a mechanism in the mirror itself. But like, if you assume that here, right? Let me put it down. Here, I'm gonna put a interrogation mark. fake master key theory, right? For both of them. Fake master key discarded. Here we go. And then here, whatever happened had to happen in closed doors, thanks to Goat Da. Here you go. And then this. Master key acquired again. Maybe was that what? Pocketed? Because there's no way. Here we go. That's my idea. Right, the gray theory, which is less true than the blue theory. To me, it really feels here like essentially this is not like this doesn't matter. Ninja Kurosawa, I already figured out that like the order they were killed and the order everything was set up. I still wonder, like, this is the one that makes me wonder the most. Whatever the fuck happened in there. But, like, again, besides something with the mirror, like a turret inside the mirror or whatever, I don't really see. So, I have, like, multiple theories going on here, right? Let me write them down, actually. I think it's time to expand this a bit. Let me write them down so that way we can look later to the future. Right? So let me write it in big letter. Theories. We have, first of all, very important, the 50 feral dogs culprit. That one is the most likely. I give it about a 99% chance. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. Right? I need to expand this again. Here we go. And then we can come back to check on everything I said. Again, I have to bring it up again. A fucking monkey did it. This would bypass all the issues like a human is hiding or whatever. A person is hiding. A monkey is not human. Right? Fake master key swap. Turret and trapdoors that allow items to pass through, but not people. Right? In the walls, not the doors. Because like every time she said there's no crack through the door from which you can slip things. Here you go. I'm putting this because of that that one. There's one where she says it's completely sealed. And sealed is a very strong word. Yeah, it's sealed away. No, that's for a different thing. I'm talking about the locked room. There's a locked room where she says it's sealed. Right? What? No. No, she never says that. Wait, she never says it's sealed. At every point in time, she kept making sure, like, she never says it's sealed. Sealed would mean that it would be inarguable that a witch did it, right? If it's sealed, you would not be able to say anything. Like, we're talking about the doors, not the walls. Like, I don't know, it really feels like, essentially, I'm gonna remove that, because this is not true. It's not complicated. Okay, besides that, I'm gonna add the, wait. Info gathered here. Order of the kills. Not sweet. The room is a mistake. From just it's a mistake. That's clear enough. What else did I get? I'm pretty sure I got something else. I think it's important that she died from a shot in the back. Yeah, no, that's about everything. That's about everything I got after like a billion hours trying to solve all of this. Theory crafting stream. Go crazy. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys actually enjoy it. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, and I know I should probably move on. But you know, I really want to like try and solve episode 2. Like, it just had something click in my brain, realizing a lot of info that I did not realize before. Right? Okay, let me, oh yeah, okay. Alright, banning them. Thank you, Brett. Alright. Well, that was an easy ban. Thank you. Anyways, that's about it. Let's move on, right? I think that's an important thing to note down, right? That theories at the top right, or I can just let you know, lower the things later on and add more to it. If it DM me too. We got a guy, a scammer, who DM'd everyone. Don't get fooled. Wait. Wait, give me a second. I have a perfect GIF to send in the Discord. Okay, I'm not. Oh, here we go. Okay, perfect. All right, let's move on. Got one great bone thread. Based. That reminds me of that one that one guy we decided to, every time someone, like, calls him on his personal phone as a scam, he's gonna start sending them Goatsy. And then it turns out that this was a test from his boss to check, like, you know, that if they would not be stupid enough to get caught in a scam, right? And so their boss was big send Goatsy repeatedly. But you know, based. Alright. I'm done with theorizing about Umineko chat too. I think that was pretty important. We can move on. Hydrate. Okay. Yeah. BRB. I probably just drank like a full liter here. God damn. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's go back to the game. With good old Virgilia. Oh, your trouble face is an even better snack than Ronovis cookies. You and Battler, and even Ronovi are treating me like sweets now. Even though I'm not sweet at all. She's a kid. Like, Beatrice is an ironically kid. With a shameful childlike face that she would have never shown in front of Battler. Beatrice rolled her head around on top of the table. Teacher, at least give me a hint. Oh, what kind of hint? If you know some really good move that will leave Battler speechless and make him want to accept me. You did just like fucking pin her to the ground. I won't ask you to say that right, so even if it's just a hint. Oh, I can't. I am on Battler's side now. So I couldn't teach you something that would... Isn't Kun like a mark of respect? Like, when you say Kun, it's huge respect, right? If you call someone Kun, it's not nothing. Oh my god. You must have a jump scare. She's like mentally, it's like, you know, one of those kids who like starts playing with insects and killing them, right? Just like having fun killing ants or some shit. She's that type of kid, but like, adult body. She's mentally like a child. Come on, don't be so stingy. Your disciple's in trouble, right? I seem to remember you brazenly boasting that you're surpassed your teacher. Please act like an old person. Give me just a bit of your crafty ideas. Please! It's me if you only help Battler. My, you're still a spoiled child. But it's true that I may have given Battler a few too many hints. It did serve as a scolding to you, but perhaps it was a little too much support for a fair game. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Please, teacher, at least just a hint. Now! This is only a hint. Think about what it means by yourself, okay? Yeah! I'll think about it myself, so please give me one that will leave Battler down in his dumps, teacher. With cartoon SFX running in the background. Concerning how she acted like a great and mighty wish in front of Battler, the way she acted when he wasn't around was truly pathetic. Virgilia sighed at how childish Beetle was, despite all the time that had passed. And just a hint. Do you know of Aesop's fable? The north wind and the sun? Not at all. Of course. It's a story about how the north wind and the sun challenge each other to see who can steal the cloak of a traveler, right? That's right. Violent, impatient methods aren't necessarily the best decisions in all cases. You don't have to tell me that. I've already reflected on the mistakes I made when I was too anxious to achieve victory. Think well about what this means. But furthermore, there's one point that Battler seems to be misunderstanding a bit, but he isn't the only one. Do you understand the victory conditions of this game? Battler is there, other than making Battler surrender. See? You're already wrong there. Oh, am I wrong? Victory isn't making Battler surrender? Isn't it making Battler accept your existence? What's this? You want me to butter him up, begging him to accept me as a witch? Oh, foolish! I haven't sung that low. Grrr. Vito growled like a dog in a bad mood. Virgilia shrugged her shoulders, snickering at the disciple, who was as short-tempered as ever. That is my end. For the rest, you'll have to consider it deeply on your own. In any event, your moves up until now will not work on Battler. A significant tactical adjustment will be probably required. I don't need you to tell me that. I don't have a clue what you mean by the north wind and the sun. But at any rate, I realize I'll have to alter my course. I'll introduce a scheme clever enough to surprise even you, teacher. Oh, I look forward to it. Honor Battler will tackle that. I wish you good luck as well. The Battler, you mean? Alright, thank you, Bito. Contribution is very appreciated, to say the least. Hey, you gotta give up and resign already? Hi, Lambda Delta. What's up? How are you doing? I guess you are that tired. If only you just grab a futon and sleep. As my mind grew vague and I pretended to fight my drowsiness while sinking deeper and deeper into the sofa, I scolded myself. You also dreamed about stealing the position of Familiette from the cross, right? Even though my magic's given you a chance, are you already throwing it away? You could say that, but this riddle is really odd. Even a wire puzzle would be better. At least in that case, you know for sure that it's solvable. But in the case of this epitaph riddle, we've been given no reason to be sure of that. Why is the 3 question marks, Polopo? I might just be fighting a useless battle. Yeah, you are. Till lazy, I looked at the notebook I'd been holding the entire time. It was open to a page with the epitaph, which I must have said odd enough to burn holes in on it. So many hundreds of nights I'd lost count. That page is truly a door. On the other side lies the Golden Land, the place I've wanted to drag myself to no matter the efforts ever since I was a child. And the place I was never able to reach. Am I touching the door with both hands? With the book? No, the door right there in front of me, ready to be opened. And yet, still unable to reach the other side. That's right! Your hand is already on the door! Come on, open it with all your strength! Read the characters written on the door! Open it with all my strength! Read! The characters written on the door! Strain your eyes, see through to the thing beyond the epitaph written in the notebook. The beloved hometown definitely won't betray our expectations. The only past Babarel deer happened during his childhood years. That's right. Then what about the Swiftfish River? There are several rivers where they swim, and there's reason to doubt that this just refers to one close to the place Faber lived. If we take out a map and start calculating which rivers with swordfish were closest, things will quickly get vague and we won't be able to narrow it down. Yeah. Plus you made it clear the rivers have been shifted. Didn't you say it yourself? You said it didn't have to be a river with water flowing down it. If the word swordfish is too complicated, why not forget it? Think of a river. A river. Linking it with a family tree. Okay. Would a ravine count as a river? Like the earthquake. No, that doesn't count because it's not a beloved hometown. It did not like the Shermia mentioned before it was destroyed by that earthquake. So never mind. It's not beloved hometown. Okay. Try thinking about how to link a river with something else along those lines. It isn't a river? But where else could swordfish swim? Oh, but we're talking about places swordfish can swim. But maybe the ocean has something to do with this. Didn't my husband even say that they go out into the ocean, even though they're river fish? How does that help? Umimade. The ocean. No. But... Huh? Did you notice? But that's just a faint memory. There's supposed to be a room for storing books in this building, right? If you investigate, you can make sure. If that's a swordfish river, and if the key might be a 6-character word, then could the key actually be resting in that river? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I have to search in an atlas. But even if I know that, I don't know from what I should pick the 6 characters. You really don't know? Think deeply. We're pretty smart, so our ideas are solid. The problem with basic 6 characters is that I don't know if it's Japanese characters or like English. Don't think of it like it's something as massive as the riddle of the epitaph, but like it's a child's riddle. Men are always children, no matter how old they get. Even if father has advanced into old age, that doesn't change the fact that he's essentially a child at heart. Throw away your old father. Give me a second. Think of this like it's a worthless infantile game with riddles, like the ones Maria suddenly brought out on the boat. Riddles. Yeah, Lambda Delta is just solving the entire puzzle forever. God damn. Worthless. Infantile. I'm sure that was... What was it? I'm sure if my memory isn't wrong, and it's probably the case. No. I don't have to rely on my vague memory. I should be able to figure that out immediately by searching the library. We've probably already noticed the answer. All that's left is to investigate whether it's correct or not. Come on, Eva! Let's go to the library! Making sure no one sees us. There, we should find a mountain of thick books that didn't fit in Father's study. I'm sure we'll find a book that answers a question. Quickly. This is the first and last chance we'll ever get to make our dreams come true. And then she gets teleported into the white void. When Matsui tried to let her blanket over her, Eva suddenly jumped up. I'm sorry. She's cute. She's nice. Natsui, very strict mother with very outdated ideals, right, regarding men and women, but a genuinely nice person. No one has to do this. She just decided to be nice. Especially to like Eva, who's typically a bitch to everyone in the family besides Hideyoshi and George. Yeah, she's just like, she's the best. She's like top 3 characters in Umineko. I love Natsue. It looks like I woke you. Eva, if you're sleepy, don't overdo it. You rest first. Thank you. I'm just going to go to the bathroom for a bit to wash my face. You should take it easy and rest. You're just gonna make yourself feel worse, you know? I told you I'm fine. I'll be right back. Leaving only those words behind, I rapidly left the lobby. The lobby was partitioned off by a door, so as soon as I went to the corridor, they could no longer see me. The library was next to the servant room. I've always owned a vast book collection, but ever since he started to become engrossed with his occult hobby, the collection grew even larger, so that the normal books suitable for a normal study had been forced out of it as the study overflowed. This so-called library was mostly used as a storage room for those normal books. They were all thick, like complete encyclopedias for intellectuals. But that was very convenient for me, now that I was investigating something. Oh right, she has a gun. I entered softly, and just in case, I checked the room with my gun ready, making sure that there were no suspicious people there. Then I locked it from the inside. I actually wasn't thinking that the murderer might be hiding somewhere. What scared me was the thought that one of my siblings might hear when I was investigating. She's safe anyway because third Twilight is 2 people dying at once. So she's safe here. My heart I started racing before I realized it. I was half asleep just a moment ago, but I didn't realize how significant this thing I noticed was. But as I gradually became aware, my heart started to feel like it was about to explode. But what? I wonder if any of the other siblings have noticed this. I don't think Cross and Rudolph will notice, but I don't know about Kiri. He has extraordinarily good intuition, and I don't know about Rosa either. Rosa's stupid too. She always has been incredibly so. Really? After she was wise enough to make you think she was stupid, so that she didn't earn herself unnecessary malice. Here it is. I wonder if we'll find it in this one. I pulled the book out and flipped through the pages. This is the Swiftfish River? I see. This is what the Swiftfish River means. Don't dawdle around. Research further. Yes, I understand. If you follow the river downstream, you will find a village. Are you seeing the character, or does he mean a town's thing? It's just an area of dense population, so there could be any number of those. Why have you stopped thinking? What, is it too much work for you? If only just give up. If only just end the river so you show me a headship over to Kiri. I don't want to. That will become the end. This is, my first and last chance. What is this village? What does it mean? Meanwhile, outside the door, everyone is like listening in as Eva just solves everything out loud. Very loudly. For everyone to hear her thought process. Do you find one if you go down the river? In the village, look for the shores too, I'll tell you what. It means shore, get it? Well, I understand. Shore. Right before my eyes. The pieces that I hadn't been able to understand at all began to snap into place, all by themselves. I couldn't even remember to close my open mouth. My throat grew completely dry. Is it really okay for this to be the answer? Really? Really? But this isn't 6 characters at all. I'm absolutely sure this is the answer, but this doesn't reach 6 characters at all. Did you stop thinking again? In that case, think of a way you could rid it of 6 characters. If you can't think of one, then research it. There has to be an answer. You must not doubt that. Is believing in that too much for you? If only you just cry yourself to sleep, and then you can just give up and die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa! 6 characters. I found it. This is the key to the Golden Land. Yes, this is the key to the Golden Land. The key to our childhood dreams. The only key this key can be stuck in is that place. That has to be what offerings and sacrifices mean. I'm sure you get it by now, right? Two Evas. By the end, the story will be full of Evas. Yeah, but they're multiplicating. Holy shit. Again, I would feel like if Beatrice was watching this, wouldn't she like pop in to say something about like Lambda Delta just solving everything for Eva? Right? Like this is weird. That she's just giving the solution away. This way? Go this way? They're inviting me to go this way. My heart leapt. Because there, gaping wide, was an open mouth in the airy darkness. What's this? What is this? When I strained my eyes, peering into the darkness, I saw something that looked like a light switch. In addition, there was a switch with open and close written on it. When I resolutely pushed the switch, rough lights, like you find in the coal mine, turned on sporadically, making a staircase that stretched underground come as easily into view. Eerily enough, it looked even more gloomy with the lights turned on. Near the light switch was that open and close switch. It would probably open or close this, but if the open part happened to be broken, it might be shut away in this creepy underground area for all eternity. So for the time being, I didn't touch the switch, and as I readied my gun again, I slowly went down the stairs. Either she gets killed, or it's the end of episode 3. Which could not be the case. Because there's still a lot of words left. I'm pretty sure we have not read 130,000 words here. Apparently episode 3 is the longest too in the series. So, feeling was very high, so it didn't feel cramped. On the contrary, it felt as though a cool breeze was blowing upwards, and that creepiness seemed to form a sort of aura. As I readied my gun and carefully stared forwards, I descended the stairs. Makes me want to pee. What the fuck is this soundtrack? The walls, the stairs, the lights. All of them were very old-fashioned. It was easy to suspect that this had been built back when the mansion had been constructed on this island. There were cracks in the ceiling, and water clung to the walls, constantly dripping down. That water fell into a gutter that had been set up alongside the stairs, and quickly and silently flowed into the underground darkness, as though it was telling me to go faster. The staircase kept turning back on itself. I don't know how far down I've gone, but I think it's much deeper than one floor. Eventually, a rough metal door showed itself. And there, characters had been written in a dark red paint. They had probably been written a long time ago. Red Truth? Red Truth? Really? In store? Okay. Okay. I have a save right next to the riddle part. Okay, wait, no, this is shot 2. Give me a second. Was painted in red. Can Butler make Red Truth too by painting things in red? That's the real question. Here we go, shot 3. Here we go. Eva solved it. Let me check what the save time is. May 14. 9:08 p.m. Here we go. I'm writing this down so later I can come back and check whatever the fuck she's saying. And then... yeah. Alright. My heart, which was already about to explode, jumped about even more as soon as I recognized those deep red characters. There's no mistake. This is the last stop. Father's golden land. I calmed my throbbing heart, somehow regained my composure, and readied my gun again. But since, in the end, I couldn't open the door with my gun held in both hands, I lowered the gun, carefully hid my breathing, and opened the door. And she gets killed. This place is... My first impression when I saw the room was that it might be linked to one of the rooms in the mansion. That's right. It had exactly the same atmosphere about it as the sealed VIP room on the second floor. But this was underground, so there were no windows. There was only the sunlight of a grand chandelier. But even though it was dimly lit by the faint light, the quality of the interior was more than enough to take your breath away. A bed with a canopy, and a rocking chair that looked like it would be comfortable to sit in. An extravagant sofa and carpet. The room was like a dream every girl yearns for at least once. And yet, since it was an underground hidden room with no windows, it felt more like the hidden house of a witch. I'd never swallowed the legend of Beatrice, Witch of the Forest. However, after being shown this room, it suddenly became hard to doubt that she actually had existed. Oh, the gold! The gold is on the right. Look, look. There's this giant pile of gold there. Someone. Where? I like gold. Who doesn't like gold? Even though I was completely shocked by this room, I timidly searched the interior with my gun raised. And at the back of the room, I found it. Eek! My gas came out strangely, like a bunny being choked. Yeah, that's perfectly. I did it perfectly. Holy shit. After finding something like this, no one would be able to stop that kind of stupid voice from leaking out. It's here. It's really here. Father's gold. On the opposite side of the canopy bed, it was piled up in a massive heap. It was a mountain of gold ingots. Of course, they were piled up carelessly in a way that would damage the dignity of this room. A beautiful scarlet satin weave was laid on the mountain of gold, creating a beautiful three-colored mix between the red, the gold, and the black of the deep darkness. It was as though, when the witch slept on this bed, the gold would be a respectful chamberlain waiting for her. Nobly, refinedly, gracefully, beautifully. It was attentively piled there with an imposing air. Happiness of Marionette, that's the song, right? When I tried to grab a single gold ingot, I was surprised at its weight. It was probably about 10 kilograms. Just this ingot would probably be worth more than 10 million. The Ushurmiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was lightly imprinted on it. It was hard to tell whether it worn away or whether the impression had been made carelessly in the first place. But it was certainly the crest of the one-winged eagle. Why is it not showing on the ingots? Last time we saw an ingot, it was like clearly branded. Just so many ingots were piled up there. By doing a quick count here and there and judging by the height, there had to be a few hundred at least. My mind's already gone blank, so I can't do the math well. Time for some hardcore Jenga with gold bars. You know, Jenga would not work. Good fucking luck pulling out all those ingots. Like, without actively struggling, you won't pull them out. And if you actually struggle, your Jenga power is breaking down instantly. Clearly above several billion yen, yeah. That's right, of course. After all this 10 tons of gold, right? The current value, that's more than 20 billion yen of gold. I found it before anyone else. I found it. I'll give her the privilege of laughing. You're done? In front of the mountain of gold, I spread my arms and looked up at the ceiling. A laugh without a trace of dignity flowed out from my entire body. I had no intention of laughing in a weird way, but I couldn't hold back the happy feeling that was flowing through me. My older brother probably wouldn't accept his loss just because I found this gold. But from now on, there would be no changing the fact that I had been the one to find it. To steal away the headship. So a more subtle bargaining would probably still be required, but after everything I've gone through until now, that's a completely trivial problem. Even if I lose out on the Ushirimiya family headship, I already have 20 billion yen worth of gold! Yeah, true. At times I thought that money is such a worthless thing. I thought there were so many things in this world you can't buy with money. But now, I see that it's just a lie. Just an excuse that the have-nots make for themselves. In front of this mountain of gold, I finally realized something so obvious. By using this money, I can give birth. Oh. To all the happiness in this world. With this money, my husband's company is already saved. We will always be happy as a family. And I can even leave a vast sum of money to George. The rest of the relatives will eventually be ruined and disappear. At that time, George will have his gold. And just like grandmother did, he will revive the family's lost honor. George is a true successor to the Ushirimiya family. It happened. My wish was granted. A dream I have wished for ever since I was born into this world as Ushirimiya ever has been granted completely at its very moment. That really takes her upper-class promotion really well. Really not getting to her head. Listen, okay, Mac, be for real. You find 10 tons of gold in front of you. Would you take it nicely? Like, would you take it calmly? If you had 10 tons of gold in front of your face. Let's be honest. You're not acting calm and composed at that point in time. My husband and I will be happy for all eternity. And I can also give my only son, George, eternal happiness. No, Shannon's dead. There's no way I'll waste it on foolish pleasures. My older brother should have Ushirimiya family to bits, but George and I will revive it. And that means I truly have succeeded the Ushirimiya family headship. I was successful. I did it! Ollie and George, your mother, finally succeeded. If I had a stream deck, at that very point in time, I would play a gunshot noise. No. Okay. Hear this out. Your mother finally succeeded. Oh, it doesn't register. What the fuck? Come on. Oh. Oh well. I guess you guys can't hear it. It's so over. Oh, because it's not recording on anything. Oh, makes sense. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I won't bother anymore because it's taking 3 years. I love OBS. I love OBS. Anyways, Your mother finally succeeded. Boom! No one will be able to threaten us now. And then total silence. And she realizes what she just said. And she suddenly says, he's right behind me, isn't he? Plus with a gun. That's right, after this, never again will we be smothered by sad night. Congratulations, me! Congratulations, Ishomiya Eva! Right here, right now. That half of her life will have its heart's desire granted. It's all thanks to you. I was given this chance because of your magic. Because of that chance, I was able to make it here. Thank you. But my magic wouldn't have been granted if we both didn't believe in each other. No, it isn't just a part of my magic. This is our victory. Because of that, congratulations, us. Thank you, me. Thank you, Ishomiya Eva. I'm glad I didn't give in before now. I'm glad that I didn't drown in sorrow, but forget to keep struggling. No, this is my magic. Our magic. Your magic was a real thing. Beatrice, the witch of the forest, is nothing more than an illusion. You are the real witch, who will deserve real magic. That's right. Right now, you are the golden witch, Beatrice. He is Beatrice. Eva is Beatrice. Eva was Beatrice all along. Holy shit, she killed the 6 people before she even solved it. Eva decided to leave for the time being. When she climbed the stairs again, trying to leave the secret place, she saw a creepy, swaying human shadow blocking her path, and her dreamlike state was blown away. Who was it? I saw a flash. For an instant, she believed that the true master of this room, the real Beatrice, had appeared. It seemed that the other person was also holding a gun. The two of them were pointing guns at each other. Eventually, they each realized what the other was. Rosa. Nisan, what are you doing in a place like this? That's my line. What business do you have in such a place? I shouldn't have given you that hint, Nisan. If I hadn't, I definitely would have been the first to reach this place. Too bad. It seemed that Rosa knew where the staircase went, and what was waiting ahead of her. You should talk, even though I reached this place before you. Not worry too much about the Sweetfish River. The Sweetfish part didn't really matter that much at all, did it? That isn't true. It was an accident end, wasn't it? Well, of course, maybe there was no need for it to be sweetfish. And when I heard that sweetfish are fish that go out into the sea, I was able to figure it out. What's inside? Why not see it with your own eyes? It definitely will betray your expectations. Don't be afraid, Nisan. I never had any interest in who becomes the head. I don't even care about the Ishomiya family name. Honestly, I actually feel good about you stealing the head shit from Cross, who was always swaggering around because of it. Are you serious? Of course! I'm the outsider of the Ishomiya siblings. Even if ever did be the next head, there's no way Nisan would accept it. I try not to have such naive dreams. Let me see too, Nisan. This proof of your victory. As long as it receives a proper portion that the siblings agreed upon. I plan to proactively acknowledge you as a true victor in this game. If you should be, then you'll have all this gold all to yourself, won't you? The same goes for you. If you shoot me, the gold will be all yours. For a tense moment, the sisters pointed their gun at each other. Eventually, after they sized up the glint in the other's eyes, they lowered their guns. Who lowered it first? That's a real question. I'm betting Eva lowered it first. If I removed the finger from the trigger and held the gun upside down. It was a position that she couldn't quickly shoot from. When she saw that, Rosa held hers the same way. Yeah, see? That's right. That plan of shooting the other and having all the gold for ourselves is attractive for both of us. But if one of us suddenly disappeared and was silent, while isolated by the typhoon, it would be a huge uproar. If we had the Corsair, it probably wouldn't be found easily, but we couldn't be sure. No, but there are many billions of gold is on the line. It isn't worth the risk of committing murder. On the contrary, it would give crossing the other ammunition to bring us for all we're worth. I agree. You might have been a blessing in disguise that you're the one who showed up. Instead of Nissan or Rudolph, you're the sibling I trust most. Thank you. You're the sibling I trust most, Nissan. Didn't she bully the fuck out of you? Rosa didn't ever, like, genuinely not beat you up, but, like, mentally abuse you for, like, your entire childhood? Rosa! I want to see the gold too. Among Us the imposter says Among Us, it's sure it will come true. If one of them is the murderer, if one is the 18. I don't think so though. Okay, BRB, I'm gonna drink. Again? Okay. Okay. While I went to pee, I just thought of something. Sorry, blowing my nose. I've thought of something. Alright? Crazy, I know, me thinking, what the fuck? I want to give a last chance. Now that we got all this information, right? Now we got all the information. with the 6, you obtain a word at the end of this. Right? That's the entire point. You get a word at the end. Or like at least you get something, not 6 characters, but you can turn that into 6 characters. It goes out at sea. And in the end, those 6 characters bring you the map of the island, right? I think it's important to point it out too. So it's not the secret mansion. I thought the secret mansion would be involved, and that the rest of this thing would be about finding the dimension. But no, it's somewhere in the island. So if you try and see it, I wanted to see according to the map, but that's not what you should do. So think of it as a sort of a child riddle. You will see a village. In that village, look for the shores it will tell you of. Let's see the key. Wait. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines, 6 technically. Could it be that this is essentially like each info in here gives 1 character? In that village, look for the shore that will tell you of. The village would refer to a group of letters, right? So, through my beloved hometown, and it goes into the ocean. So its path. Okay, let's start with river. Okay. Let's start with the word river. Follow its path downstream in search of the key. Okay. You will see a village. In the middle of river, maybe the D, I guess? No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not smart enough for this. I'm genuinely not smart enough for this. Either I'm not smart enough or I do not get the trick. I tried. I tried solving it upstream, by the way. It's not as if I'm throwing the towel after thinking of it for like 3 seconds. I tried. Really hard. And I could not figure it out. Their logic seems flawless. And like, apparently it's supposed to be a community effort. It's supposed to be like some sort of ARG when it came out. So, I do not see. Okay, but okay. I want to point it out. Rosa solved it alone. Eva was assisted by Lambda Delta. Rosa did it on her own. Like, Rosa solved it without the magical imaginary friend. Right? Of the two, Rosa is the smarter one. I think that's important to point out here. Rosa is the smartest in this room. Smarter than Kiri, even. I feel like seeing it again. Even though I saw it with my own eyes, it still doesn't feel real. Unless I see it together with you and confirm once more that it actually exists. I Feels like the gold would tend to fog and disappear. Eva started descending the staircase once more. However, she didn't carelessly expose her back to Rosa. Even though at a glance it looked like Rosa had lured a god. She definitely didn't show any signs of carelessness. Then, they reached that room as a witch once more. Rosa also gasped, stunned speechless by the vast amount of gold. Are we gonna switch to Battler? No. Rosa and Eva walked absentmindedly through the rose garden. They had left the guest house secretly, so they had to be careful when they returned. It was time to snap to it and give their guards up. Congratulations, Nissan. Thank you. You decided it, didn't you, Nissan? 50% goes to the one bearing the title of successor. It certainly worked out well for you. Now that portion isn't cross. So your share is now 50%, along with a quarter of the rest, for a total of 2.5 billion. Isn't that incredible? 2.5 billion is enough for me. Rudolph won't complain either. Klaus will probably be the only one to complain. Yeah, you're right. After all, Nissan is the de facto manager of Rokonjima. At least the goal was on these premises. Even though I was the first to discover it, things might get complicated if I don't handle it cleverly. It won't get complicated. It's your father's will. This is his will, right? Even if he's managing the island, she just sold the father's will. That gold belonged to Kinzo. If Cross was already aware of the gold, he could claim that it's his. Here, I'll let Rosa think she's smart. She can go solve the riddle while I keep hiding my power level. Probably. Although, keep in mind that Kiri was No, you don't need to have grown... Fuck. You don't need to have grown up with them to solve it, clearly. But like, I genuinely do not understand what you're supposed to do. You didn't give it or hold the discussion last night with them in mind. I wonder if it will really go that smoothly. I've already completely gotten over my excitement. Oh, we manage everything from here on. It's a real problem. The problem isn't you, Ed of the Shurnia family. A problem for you to enjoy, Nissan. It has nothing to do with me. Oh my god. Okay, so she gave 10 billion yen to Eva for Eva to handle all the lawyer fees bullshit, and she just gets 2.5 billion to walk away with happily. She loses 10 times that. She loses like a lot of that money. On the other end, she's guaranteed to have that money, and she won't have the struggle of like going to court and everything. And that's some big talk coming from you. I support you as the second discoverer. If you'll at least give me the early payment we decided on. I'd like 115 million yen by March. Yes, that will be fine. If you support me, I'll graciously pay you that much. I'm not Nissan. Anyway, why don't we go and chuck Nissan and the others? Even if we cover up the actual location, I want to see cross-shocked face as soon as I can. Wait a second, Rosa. Wait a while before telling everyone about it. Huh? Why? You idiot. Isn't it obvious? This is that Artie Cross and that sly Rudolph we're talking about. Even if we do announce it eventually, it's certainly too early now. Unless we carefully investigate how to make our next move. It's possible that all the gold we finally found will be snatched away by Nissan. If I thought she was saying something extremely natural. So when she saw Rosa's expression suddenly cloud over, she was a little surprised. What are you insensitive about? You know what kind of person Cross is. Is Rosa about to murder Eva? Sister, that's against the rules. What do you mean? Didn't we make a rule that whoever found the gold would announce it immediately? That's true. If you hesitate, the foundation of the rules will be destroyed, and that could lead to something worse in the future. With Cross as crafty as he is, that violation of the rules will come back to bite you. Don't be stupid. This is Cross Island. And that gold just now wasn't cash. We're talking about the liquidation of a vast 10-ton mountain, right? It will take a significant amount of time to carry it off and turn it into cash. And that will only work in Cross's favor, since he has practical control over this island. Don't you even realize that? I don't like it when you search out each other's weaknesses like that. All I want is to reach a clear decision regarding my 2.5 billion portion. Of course! If you were to give me 2.5 billion in cash right now, you'd be free to continue negotiating however you like. But until you have my share in my own pocket, I will follow the siblings' rules. How can you be so naive? You don't understand Nissan's craftiness at all! It wasn't that Rosa didn't understand the craftiness of her older siblings. In that sense, Rosa more or less understood why Eva was being so cautious. But in her heart, she couldn't clear away her suspicion that Eva wanted to keep all of the gold to herself. Because she knew that Eva was at least as crafty as her other siblings. In other words, Rosa wanted to put a stop to any chance Eva had to keep the gold all to herself, by quickly informing the siblings of the gold's discovery. Bang!
Rosa.
Eva kills Rosa. Rosa, sorry, but at least listen to me this one. Are you saying that if I don't listen to what you say, you won't be able to get me that 150 million? That isn't the way I wanted to say it. But if you really need that money, supporting me is a more realistic option. If you talk to Cross and Rudolph, even the portion of this your natural right might disappear. You don't want that, do you? For a while, the severe expression that she'd never shown to her sister before rose to Rosa's face. There wasn't even a trace of a restraint as the younger sister. It was just a ruthlessness. No, the seriousness of a single human arguing about a vast sum of wealth. Eva made light of it, chuckling. My. How careless we must be to stand around here talking like this, even though a frightful murder case has just taken place, and the culprit might still be on this island. I'm sure it was just a servant's play acting. There were no murders on this island in the first place. Oh? So you do think that after all? The circumstances surrounding the 6 deaths show us that clearly. A crime from the outside couldn't possibly have created those 6 closed rooms. Dr. Nanjo said they were all dead, but that was a lie too. This is all a complicated act that Father cooked up. They're all dead. Okay. Red truth. They're all actually dead. It's not play pretend. They're actually dead. You can't lure yourself out of this one, Beatrice. They're all actually dead. All the servants are just playing dead. The murder never occurred in the first place. There's no way that there's a murderer prowling around. Ah, I'm surprised you noticed. You look pretty scared, so I didn't think you'd figured out so much. I'm good at reading the mood of a situation. I've got you to thank for training me so well. That's right. Come to think of it, now that the servants are dead, almost everyone on this island is a member of the Ushirmiya family. As for Nanjo, he proclaimed the deaths of the servants. But when the relatives began to discuss the riddle of the epitaph, he disappeared off to the 2nd floor, as if he didn't want to get in the way. All of it was an act to get us to try and solve that epitaph. And that's why you need to announce that you're the victor, Nissan. There's no way that burned corpse was ready forever. You got a corpse with the right number of toes from somewhere. I went through all the trouble of burning it in that creepy way of his, so we would see it. I'm sure he's hiding somewhere, watching to see who will reign. I'll bet he already knows you reached the golden land, Nissan. That's why you should announce that you're the winner soon. I'm sure father will appear out of nowhere to applaud you, claim that you're his successor. Along with all the servants, congratulations! Bravo! Woo! And then fireworks pop off, and then giant fucking towers appear, and the god near this fucking land, sphere of the gods, stop fighting against giants from the fucking Legion of Heaven or something. I don't fucking know. They would do that. They would do that as congratulations for winning. They would. And again, I've still got to pester you for that 150 million, so I can't stand against you in any way. Totally listen to what I say, and keep quiet about this too, crossing the rest. Make your position clear, Rosa. I wonder what she's gonna pick, actually. I want to tell them, we made that rule just last night. We shouldn't just throw it away. Of course I will, and I'm saying in front of the siblings. However, I want to closely analyze the situation first. We've got to carry out 10 tons of gold, convert it into money, and distribute it fairly. Until I have proof that I can do all of that without Cross getting in the way, I want some time to think. I only want to postpone my announcement until then. I'm certainly not keeping it secret because I want it all for myself. He'll definitely announce it to everyone sooner or later, right? Yes, of course. Even I want to rub it in Cross's face as soon as I can. No matter how much time will you need to think? I won't know that until I've thought about it. If I was Rose, I would tell her, fuck you. I'm telling them. If I was Rosa, no way. Will one night be enough? I can't promise you that I talk only one night. Out of respect for you, the successor, I'll support you for one night. This year's family conference will end tomorrow morning, when the typhoon passes and a boat comes to get us. That's right, when the seagulls cry. Umineko and Nakukoroni. Yeah, it's true, Rosa. I will remain silent until then. If you still feel that you need more time to think after that, then we'll cross that bridge when you get there, okay? I'll support your position! To the best of my ability. Why is it in bold text? You really are cunning, aren't you? I'm surprised! You're always this resilient? I guess it's true that women become stronger when they have a child. I realized that in myself when I had Mario. Understood. For the time being, thanks for your cooperation. We can talk about tomorrow when it comes. Yes, that's right. I'm convinced that you'll become a fair-minded successor to the leadership. One would never even consider taking all of the gold for herself. Isn't that obvious? I will split the gold evenly among the siblings. No way! I found it! Because we solved the riddle of the epitaph! So this gold is all mine! I won't give it up to anyone! I am the head of the Shuriya family! I am! The witch inside Eva claimed exclusive possession in a loud voice. Of course, that didn't even reach even closer to Rosa's ears, and it probably didn't reach Eva's either. Hell. Indeed. I shall acknowledge it. You are the true heir of the Shuriya family, chosen by the witch's epitaph. No, I'll acknowledge it upon my name. You are? That outfit. You couldn't actually be Beatrice? Maybe Beatrice was happy that Eva had called her by her own name. She kept called cheerfully. In concert with that laugh, Gold butterflies crept up as so a storm of gold dust was spinning around the room. And the room shone to the color of gold. Indeed. I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice. There is no need to be so frightened. I am praising your exploits. Truly excellent. Imagine that you would spectacularly solve that riddle of the epitaph. It is worthy of my admiration. He is the one who sent that letter. Well, I narrate all of the gold and you assure me I found the headship. Right? You wrote that in your letter. And I overcame the challenge. Indeed. I shall acknowledge it. Right now, all of the gold piled up here, and everything of the Ishurmiya family. It's for you to do with as you please. After all, from this moment on, you are already the Ishurmiya family head. But really? It's true, right? Yeah, but she has to survive. Right? Do not be agitated. I am openly praising you. As proof, I shall grant you this. Beatrice took a ring out of her own finger and held it out to Eva. She fearfully accepted it and realized that it was a ring. Could this be? Indeed. This golden ring is proof of the Ishurmiya family headship. Returned to me from Kinzo. It's still on your hand, though. From now on, it's yours. You may place it on your finger and hold it high before your siblings. No one should doubt that you have now succeeded the Ishurmiya family headship. Eva felt closely at the ring. It certainly wasn't a fake. Without a doubt, it was the real thing. She dreamed of receiving this ring someday. Focused on this day over and over again, it was now finally a certainty. This ring had not designated her as yet. It had been handed over to her. And, timidly, she put it on the middle finger of her left hand. In that instant, she felt a deep emotion welling up inside her that she'd never felt before. Her mind grew blank. Both eyes were open. That ring was on her own finger. Not in a dream, but in reality. And the ring is also pleased. After all, it managed to reach you, one who dreamed of putting it on that finger for so long. The ring! Papa's ring! I mean, I said you dreamt of putting that on your finger as you have done now. The strength of those feelings became your magic and materialized itself. Now you are worthy of calling yourself a great witch. Who are you? Are you really Beatrice? Cackle, cackle. I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice. You Ishurmiya family alchemist. In accordance with my contract with Kinzo, I will now pass everything on to you. All of the gold I entrusted Kinzo with, and all the wealth being built up through that. And the honor and headship of the Ishurmiya family. But that's not all. The resurrection of all the dead souls too. And I will pass on my power and the title of the Endless Witch. Title of the Witch? I will pass on all of my magical power and the titles of the Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. Following my predecessor's example, I will hand over my name, Beatrice, along with that title. You may now call yourself by that name. Eva gulped. The chandelier light, which had seemed dim, now felt too bright. By my name, I shall not commence a succession of the Golden Witch. What the fuck is going on? The instant Beatrice made that proclamation, everything was buried by a golden sparkle and changed into a majestic place that looked like an Ojian soul. In the Ojian soul, there was a crowd of Beatrice's minion brethren, as well as countless gold butterflies, celebrating this first succession ceremony in 1,000 years. When she looked, she saw Beatrice in the throne that only the Endless Witch was permitted to sit in, holding the golden staff, reigning with a dazzling dignity. Without being ordered by anyone, Eva automatically kneeled and gave her head. But this is the third reality, this is the third loop, not the original one. You did not succeed in the first one. This is not permanent. A gold attendant respectfully handed Beatrice a golden staff in the shape of the one-winged eagle. After Beatrice stood up and received the staff, he laid the tip of it on Eva's shoulder and spoke. It was a proclamation 1,000 years in coming. Ushirmiya Eva, you have spectacularly solved the riddle of the witch's epitaph and reached the Golden Land. I praise that accomplishment. And then over all of the endless magic as well as the titles of the Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. From this point forth, you may call yourself by my name. Beatrice. Come, raise your face. Then stand and accept this staff. I am most grateful. Eva Beatrice. Okay, I gotta talk about this. Before I started playing Umineko, I was playing midway in a server, and Eva Beatrice popped up as a character. And I kept thinking ever since, why would Eva Beatrice be a thing? How the fuck could it be possible? And I thought it was gonna be like Beatrice taking possession of Eva, but this is so different from what I imagined. Eva stood up dizzily and took the magic staff from Beatrice's hand. Her hand was trembling slightly. As soon as she grasped that staff, it was wrapped up in a brilliant sparkle of gold. As the gold butterflies were flowing out from inside of her. In the instant she succeeded the Golden Witch, Eva felt something in the depths of her soul be reborn. To describe it in a word, it was energy. Energy with a gold color. Felt like she was waking up, as though she had been half asleep ever since she had been born, and was opening her eyes for the first time. It felt as though her true eyes inside her eyes were open for the first time in her life. What the fuck? What is going on? I thought this was Lambda Delta. I actually thought that was Lambda Delta. What the fuck is this? What in the fucking... What is going on? Do they do this to you if you win the lottery? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You didn't see it, but I added it to the chart right there. Okay. Indeed. Fitting and beautiful outfit for the Golden Witch. Come, you may show yourself to all of these people. Let them know that the new witch is indeed you. Iba, no. The new Beatrice turned around timidly. When she did, the witch's minions would fill the vast audience hall. Honored her with an applause that sounded like the roaring of the sea. Come everyone! Replace all of the portraits of Beatrice with the new Beatrice! Lift up words of celebration for the new Beatrice! What in the name of fuck is this? New Beatrice! Congratulations on the succession of the Golden Witch! I hope that you will become able to stand on your own as a proud Golden Witch, and as the Endless Witch. Yes, I will do my best. I expect composure fitting the Endless Witch from you, like your naughty predecessor. Teacher, we're in the middle of a serious ceremony, so please, enough of that. Something fucked up is about to happen. Something fucked up is about to happen. Like genuinely fucked up. Actually horrible is going to happen. And we're gonna be shocked by it. There's no way this is gonna come. There's like 5 more episodes. It's not ending here. Something's gonna happen. Congratulations on the succession of the Golden Witch, new Beatrice. I am called Renova. I am one of the 72 demons permitted to serve the Golden Witch. If you are ever inconvenienced in the slightest, please let me know at once. Is Butler in the background watching this? Renova is rude, but reliable. If anything confuses you in your new days as a witch, speak to this man and he should be able to help you. Predecessor Beatrice. Wait. Oh my god, you actually see it! Solved the riddle of the witch's epitaph and was welcomed as a new endless witch. She was gifted with an aptitude of magic and is expected to grow into an extraordinary great witch. This genius of a witch often overindulged in her own power during her younger days. Thus, out of the trials, only geniuses may endure. If she proves successful, her name will be engraved in the history of endless witches. Will she be able to overcome the trials that forced her predecessor to surrender? What the fuck is going on? It is a shame that I am not permitted to serve you further, even though we have finally been reunited like this. These last 3,000 years have been very entertaining for me. You have my deepest gratitude. Old feeling like Butler, episode 2. Episode 3, actually. 1,000 years with you wasn't boring. Please take care of the new witch. I'm literally Butler here. Like, this is bullshit. Yes, I run of it. Will obey the final order. As a former Beatrice. You better thank me, okay? I gave my signature to recommend you for the succession of the witch. Got it? In other words, if I hadn't signed, you wouldn't have been able to become witch. Just thank me a little, okay? This is the Witch of Certainty, Lady named the Delta. The recommendation of a witch of the Senate was required for your succession as an endless witch. Lady Lambda Delta recommended you and became your guardian. See? Lambda Delta was involved. I told you. But thank you. Hey, Beta! This kid isn't grateful enough. I think I'll take back that recommendation. The person making these recommendations shouldn't act like a child, right? If you signed, make sure you take responsibility. Lady Lambda Delta is also a Witch of Certainty. The Witch of Certainty prefers to make fate firm, create a fate of certainty. He really liked and highly valued your efforts until today. Well, you had an unfortunate childhood, and all that unrewarded effort. I sympathize just a bit with that. It's not like I felt sorry for you or anything, so don't be so full of yourself. Then, from my point of view, the succession, well, it was more of a coincidence than a miracle. It isn't worthy of my recommendation. Okay, cool. This is Lady Perncastle. She's quite out to please. Still, you could say that just having her participate in the celebration makes you exceedingly lucky. So, let's be clear. Alright, okay. I think we need to point it out right now. I think this is important. I think this is gonna come back up in massive ways. Give me a second. I made this. I made this. What? The previous file corrupted, I think. No! There's no way! The previous file corrupted! No! Don't do that to me. Wait. Paint? No, that's not it. Please don't tell me it's corrupted or I'm gonna scream. Okay, phew. Alright, here we go. Wrong one. But it's fine. Here we go. It's safe and sound. I fucked it. I fucked it. Oopsie. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I cooking? I'm cooking something and I don't know what. Okay, I got it. Alright, got it. I need to zoom in. This deserves to take center place. Or at least as close to center place as possible. Butler, at the end of this, is going to be the new Golden Witch. This is it. This is the ending right there. And give me a second to pull it back up. Here we go. Perfect. This is it. This is how it's gonna end. This is the end of Umineko right there. I'm gonna lower the size though. Bit too low though. Wait. There we go. That should be good. Yep. Perfect. Alright, let's keep going. Took long enough, but very important. You could say just having her participate in the celebration makes you exceedingly lucky. I only can because this is a rare, once-in-a-million event. And I heard there would be some good sake. New Beatrice, please come greet us as well. Oh, I'm pleased to meet you. 7 Sisters of Purgatory were gathered in a line. The other sister, Lucifer, took a step forward and kneeled. This is furniture that serves me. As a gift to celebrate your inheritance, I will send them to you. Once you succeed the position of Golden Witch, you will need to carry out the resurrection ceremony for yourself. The 7 Sisters of Purgatory perform an essential role in the ceremony. They're a villainous bunch, but they serve a purpose. Let them do whatever you wish. We will always be by Beatrice-sama's side. Please order us to do anything you desire. We'll accomplish your task without fail. So what, are you saying now that since Eva found the gold, she became the murderer? No, it's not true. I like, okay, one thing I like about Umineko is like I can see something happening in the story, right? And it's being presented as truth, right? And it's a story. And I should be able to like say, yeah, that's the story. But the fact that I'm able to say that's not true, that's false, to something happening on screen is great. Because I get to, like, the narrator is unreliable. And I get to actually think for myself about what the fuck we're saying. Eva doesn't become the new murderer. No matter how much you want to try and tell me on that, it's not the case. She responded to them confusedly. She felt as if she was growing lightheaded due to the lack of oxygen. She couldn't tell if this was something real or unreal. It was just one thing she couldn't understand. A feeling of achievement at being permitted to call herself the Golden Witch. That alone was a truth she could definitely understand. What is all this? Of course I'm not gonna swallow this story. But what in the world does it mean? Oh, Eva is a new Beatrice? Are you saying she's turned into a witch? What the hell? I was also surprised to think that someone would be able to solve that riddle. However, that is the rule. I must follow it and pass on the position of Golden Witch in my name. It is hardly something to be surprised about. At the very beginning, you wrote that rule in the letter and announced it. Eva was simply the first to be successful. That is all there is to say. Virgilia, are you there? Yes, here I am. What does this farce mean? Even with this depiction of strange witches showing up one after another, some of her bullshit? Isn't this almost like an Eva turned into a witch? From yourself. He has simply received the title of Endless Witch, and might call itself that in the future. Might. The succession ceremony is certainly nothing more than an act to promote that child's explanation. Don't fall for the same move over and over again. That's right. That whole grand ceremony was all funny. But it's at least the fact that Oneva solved the riddle of the epitaph. And at the same time, it means she succeeded to assure me a family headship. And after getting 10 tons of gold, Eva might as well call herself the Golden Witch. Is that it? Damn, it's as complicated as ever. My. Is a boorish even able to comprehend the grandeur of the ceremony? Oh well. Being unable to read between the lines is what makes you human. I pity you, but I do not blame you. Damn it. Don't look at me like you feel sorry for me. Still, for the time being, there's something I need to check. And that's regarding this younger version of Aunt Eva. In other words, the definition of this new Beatrice. What is that? Even if I tell it, you will just persist in your disbelief of magic and witches, correct? So there's nothing in particular for me to explain. Feel free to believe in whatever it seems to be to you. What it seems to be to me? Then, how should I interpret this? For now, it might not hurt to view it as a visualization, a separate entity, inside the Ushirimiya Eva. Of course, you cannot blindly accept an answer, but it is probably a reasonable theory to hold for the time being. In other words, I should speak about Eva and her as the same person, right? Damn, I don't like where this is going. In any case, from now on, my name is no longer Beatrice. I have passed it on to Ushirimiya Eva, which means that I am nameless. Battler, don't you have some name that would be fitting for me? Dipshit. I shall accept your recommendation. Battler. Your name is Battler. What about a name that's refined? Full of elegance. A little cute too, if you can. Just Bito is good enough for you. There's probably a big enough difference between Bito and Beatrice to keep people from getting confused. No. So it's the same old Bito, is it? It doesn't feel wrong, but it's boring for some reason. They say the temperature of black tea and a woman's heart are difficult to gauge in any era. Battler. At any rate, stay calm from this point onwards. The fact that we cannot tell her and Ushirimiya Eva apart works to our advantage, compared to the time when that child was still Beatrice. And that's exactly. Why, I like it even less. What's she thinking? Bito. Does the name change? No, it doesn't. Well, the figure of her younger days now possessed the name Beatrice. It was like a witch's coronation. The countless gold butterflies flapped their wings, directing this fantastical, gold-sparkling space. They were all praising her. As I stared from the distance, I looked at the newly born Beatrice, who had a slightly embarrassed smile on her face. Her expression, which had been lost and confused at first, seemed to be full of the happiness that she was finally starting to recognize. She's gonna see Butler and flip out. Like 100%, she's gonna see Butler. That expression didn't look at all like someone laughing insanely while standing before the gold. It was just the innocence of a person, basking in their own joy. As a person who denied the existence of witches, couldn't view this witch succession ceremony with a joyful expression and accept her. However, when I looked at that innocent smile, I felt like I wanted to offer my blessings, just for that moment. It's always beautiful when strong efforts bear fruits and are rewarded. Eva, who had always yearned to exceed the headship, and who had worked so hard since her youth without reward, had spectacularly taken hold of this chance given to her by the riddle, and had finally gained that position. How divine is the smile of a person whose childhood dreams have been granted. I definitely won't accept witches, but Butler put his hands together, making a small sound. Clap, clap. It didn't reach her ears, but it did bless her. Congratulations on Eva. You spectacularly solved the riddle of the epitaph before anyone else. It's pure victory, without any complaints. I won't accept all that about the Golden Wish and so on, but I will accept you as a new head of the Ishurmiya family. No, celebrate that sincerely. As to urged on by Butler's applause, Peter also clapped. It was a slightly odd scene. Rather and Peter, who opposed each other, were standing side by side and applauding as the same person. I'm not applauding for a witch. I'm clapping for all of Aunt Eva's efforts up until now. As am I. I refer my sincere applause as a blessing to Eva, who spectacularly solved that epitaph. I don't like applauding with you. But, well, I've decided that I won't worry about it now. Divine punishment will fail on me just because I clap with you every once in a while. It's not so bad every once in a while. Still, it is fun to applaud. Even though it was Eva who was successful and not me. For some reason, I'm starting to feel happy too. Because blessing someone means the same thing as sympathizing and sharing with them. I see. Then I have even shared this irrational happy feeling with you. Since we are a pair of enemies trying to make each other surrender, it is a good experience. Well, for now, give a truce and clap, okay? Yubito laughed impishly, playing around and applauding even louder. I so eagerly trying not to lose to Butler as she clapped. She's a child. Butler went along with her and clapped even louder. When he did, as though some ceremony had ended, everyone applauded and highly praised the reborn Beatrice. It was just as though Butler's and Peter's applause had been the final thing needed for her succession. Is she gonna notice Butler? That's my question here. Is that the end of the chapter? I think it is. Same time, somewhere else. Okay. I'm gonna stop here for today. Because it's getting late and that's 2 hours, which is great because that allows me to edit the two previous VODs together and keep it into like one tight VOD to upload on YouTube. So it's just convenient for me, so I'm gonna stop here for today. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. A lot of theorizing. I did a lot of theorizing about episode 2. I noted down everything that I think is important about episode 2. Right. Noted down everything about episode 3. There you go. I don't know what else to add. I don't think it's I don't think it's an act. When they said, oh yeah, the 6 devs are all an act, that's not true. Unless there's like some huge rules lawyering about the red truth, which I don't think is possible. But still. Thank you for coming, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Here we go.